But really, what I want to talk about is the fact that artificial intelligence is a double-edged sword. We often spend so much time getting excited about new technologies, but it's important for us to understand that since the beginning of time, when we have always encountered new technologies, we've had to deal with the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I'm going to kind of talk through two particular things that people in businesses and governments really worry about. One of them is fake data. Now, we have heard about fake data because we know that it had a huge influence on the US elections through fake news. And this continually is proliferating in the world. Very recently, an artificial intelligence machine can exactly create a fake UN speech in under 13 hours. So if you were to read the speech, and the UN is gathered to talk about climate change right now, you would really believe that it was actually written by the UN Secretary General or someone else. It would be able to copy it so well. But let's say you said no. You're not going to buy that. You're too smart for that. Instead, what if you heard it? Now, there is software out there that you could download on your phone, and you could just record my voice for 3.7 seconds. And after that, you could recreate my voice, my Pakistani, American, Singaporean accent, and you could call my mother-in-law, you could call my clients, you could call my husband, and it would be very difficult for them to know that it was not me. But you could go further than that. You could say that, no, we don't believe that either. Well, this actually happened. Just a few weeks ago, the vice president of a company over the weekend received a call from his boss, who basically told him to move $243,000 to pay a merchant in Eastern Europe. And of course, it sounded like him. He had all the details, so he went ahead and authorized it. 2 hours later, the boss called again. And this time, he got a bit suspicious. He didn't understand. Maybe the boss had been kidnapped or something. But in fact, what had happened on investigation was that the boss had never called at all. There was an AI that was completely simulating through fake voice, the voice, intonation, and content of the particular president of the company. So this is very real. Scams happen all the day, all the while, and this is very much the new kind of financial crime that we're seeing. Now, where does this fake data come from? It seems terrible, but what was the roots of it? Well, the root of it was that when you work in artificial intelligence, 90% of the companies you work with complain that they don't have enough data, and it's true. Even those who don't always have the right data. And so it's very hard for AI to be accurate as a result. So new academic research came up that started to look at generating fake data. And this fake data was then created for things like solving the question of whether somebody had breast cancer or not. Same algorithm now is being used to actually look at MRI images and detect 5 years earlier in academic research whether a woman is going to have breast cancer or not. And the same data algorithms are being used to generate that fake voice and fake videos and fake news. And in fact, anything that happens for good, unfortunately, can turn bad as well. Fake data can actually be created out of your cancer MRIs and give the wrong information to insurance companies as well. This is the dilemma. We must acknowledge it, we must grapple with it, we must govern it properly. We must find a balance. And the wrong question is this knee-jerk reaction, this emotional debate on whether we should keep developing AI algorithms or not. The right question is, how do we govern it? How do we amplify all the potential and the good, and we reduce the negative externalities? Before I talk more about governance, I want to talk about the second use case, which is on personal data. Again, we give personal data all the time to companies. And we here are kind of the elite. We use it for conveniences, for Facebook, for Google. But there are other people in the world that give their data for other reasons, more serious reasons. The unbanked in the world. Did you know that out of 612 million adults in South Asia, only 58% of them have access to formal or semi-formal banking? That means you can't buy anything with a credit card. You can't pay for health insurance. You can't buy a house. And this is overall, across the world, a huge problem. People are now using